Hello, and today I'm going to show you my POE Part 1 for programming 5121. Um, my name is Kai, and this is the code. So my login code is this over here. So stores the variables, saves the fields. Then it will basically, we had to have three um, different variables. We had to have username, password, and cell phone number, and then we had to have the login system. So the registration system works as follows. So you need to enter a username that contains an underscore and is less than or equal to 5 characters long. So it would have to be something like this. User, yeah, just user underscore. That is 5 characters long and it has an underscore. So that'll work. So then it'll check the password. So it's a scanner that I'm using. So it will check the password, and the password has to be okay. So the password has to be at least 8 characters long. So if it is less than 8 characters long, then it will return false. So everything has to be right. And then it will also check the password to see if the password has an uppercase. My first one is an uppercase. It wants to have a digit. Um, I could just do a 4, and it needs to have a special character. Wait, hold on. Let me do p at. That's the special character, and it needs a digit. So that's what I've done. Um, and then it will go through each, using a loop, it'll go through each character one by one to check, okay, is this a capital letter? It's a capital letter. So we've got that checked. So now this will be true. Then it will check if there's a digit. Okay, it hasn't spotted a digit yet. And then it will check, okay, there's a digit. Okay, this is true. Then it will go again. And then it sees the special character. Okay, that's true. Is it at least 8 characters long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is. So that will now be valid. Now, the cell phone number. We were asked to use regex, in which I did use a regex generator online, and I used the first one that popped up, which is by Olaf Newman. Anyways, other than that, our cell phone number has to start with a plus, and it has to have the country code. So it needs to have a plus 27 or any other country code. And then it basically tells you, okay, now it has to have 11 to 12 digits. And basically, this is the valid format part, the regex, because it needs to make sure that it's the rest of the number is digits only and the correct length. Then it will return true only if both conditions are met. So then it will say, okay, well, this does have a plus, this does have a valid format. So if I did plus 27, 81, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, I just made that up. Then it will tell you, okay, everything is successfully done. Then it will ask you to please log in. So now this is the login system. So it'll check, okay, when you enter a username, does it equal user underscore? And yes, it does. It's user underscore now. I can see that. And then the password, it's checking, is this the same? Yes, it is. And then it tells you, okay, welcome user underscore. It is great to see you again. Now, to break my code, I've tried various methods. Okay, so now we will check what can go wrong. If you were to enter the correct username, let's say you did user underscore one, no, user underscore, and then you did the correct, the correct password. This is the registration system again, but you did the wrong format for the number. It says the cell phone number is incorrectly formatted or does not contain an international code. Yeah, it just didn't see the plus, so it's not correctly formatted. And then the username. So it'll take you straight back to this because I used a while loop over here, which basically keeps asking until the registration is successful. So the username, when you enter the username, if you did the username wrong, let's say I did Kai123, there's no underscore and it doesn't, and it's too long. And then I did password right, and then I did this right. Um, Now it will tell you, okay, the username is not correctly formatted. Please ensure that your username contains an underscore and is no more than 5 characters in length. So that it's caught that. And if you enter the username correctly, let's say, I could do Kai underscore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is correct. So the username is correct. The password, let's say we did the password wrong and we did the other parts right. 1, 2. This, it'll tell you, okay, your password is incorrectly formatted. It needs to contain at least 8 characters, a capital letter, a number, and a special character. So now we do all of that right. Okay, now we're back. Now we're going on to the login feature. So login, it's basically also I put it in a separate while loop over here so that you wouldn't have to like keep running the application and it will just start you over from there. So it's basically a little save point. So let's say since my username was Kai underscore 1, if I enter that, but I entered the password wrong, it says username or password is incorrect, please try again. So if I did that right, and I did this right, it'll tell you welcome, it is great to see you again. So that is essentially my code. I did some tests, the JUnit test. I used the everything here. So I can go through my code slowly. Basically, it tests everything here. This must have an underscore and 5 characters. It basically takes all those passwords and everything. This one will show you that it's something is wrong here. It doesn't have an underscore and it's too long. It's looking at this over here. And it basically goes through all of these. Password has a capital letter. Everything is being tested. Yeah, it goes through all the things I just showed you. Then I've showed you the login system. Basically, it shows you everything. Check if the username has an underscore, all of that. So yeah, I think I've showed you that already. And yeah, that is my code.